Welcome to the NRL previews for round 8 of the 2024 season. I'm Renee Gartner and I'm joined by Josh Mansour. This week we are unpacking all the games from Anzac round and we wrap up the round with the Raiders hosting the Sharks in the nation's capital. To the Raiders, and well, they just couldn't find their rhythm last week. They now lose their number one organiser in Jamal Fogarty with that bicep injury. This was a KO weeks. He'll also join Ethan Strange in the halves. It'll be a big test for these youngsters, but against the top of the table side, this is a test that you kind of want to see them play out.
I feel like with all these youngsters coming into the side was going to be a big test for the Canberra Raiders, but they've absolutely flourished. Those young guys coming in have kept all those senior players on their toes to try and keep their jobs, right? So I feel like Ethan Strange has been outstanding. Schiller has been keeping Nick Kotrick at bay, playing reserve grade. They're doing a great job, but the biggest test now is obviously with no Jamal Fogarty. Like you said, he's been their number one organiser. Arguably, he's been one of the best halfbacks in the comp thus far. So who's going to step in now? It's KO Weeks. A lot of question marks around KO Weeks. I saw him last year, playing for Manly with reserve grade, and he was more of a fullback. So I'm not sure if he's necessarily an organiser like Jamal, but saying that, he's coming in, playing his first game for the Canberra Raiders, so I'm sure it's going to be a big game for him.
Well, it's a nice change for Ricky having depth in youth to be able to sort of see some of that dynamic young energy coming into the side.
100%.
But let's go over to the other side and check him out. Over to the top of the table Sharks, and a huge announcement this week and a sad one. We see one of the game's greats both on and off the field call it a day in Dale Finucane. What impression has he had on you as a footballer?
Oh, he's just ultimate competitor. That's the best word I can sum him up with. Always just tough, ultimate teammate. Coming up against him in number 20s, he's always been that same player. And off the field, he's just a genuine human being. That's why everyone loves Dale, right? So, he's obviously a 2-time premiership winner as well. The game will definitely be sadder without him, but I wish him all the best. And I'm sure the Cronulla Sharks have got something very special for him in store.
Yeah, well, and he's definitely looking at staying around the club and around the game for a little bit longer. All right, well, let's look into the actual starting side as well too. Daniel Atkinson will partner with Nico in the halves, with Trindle stood down at the moment. Sione Katoa returns to the starting side with your favourite rookie, Sam Stone Street, relegated to the reserves. He played such a great game last week too. Well, this side has potential to pack some serious punch and really unsettle the Raiders.
Again, I keep talking about the Cronulla Sharks with the way they played last year, particularly against top 8 sides. They really struggled. Last year, they could only come up against the bottom 8 sides and come up with convincing wins, but this year they're flying high. They're at top of the ladder. They've ironed out all their defects in their game. Obviously, Dale Finucane's a big loss. He was a workhorse for him, but they've still got that Cameron McInnes, who's pretty much acts as the same role player for the Cronulla Sharks. Daniel Atkinson coming in at 6. It's almost like for like in my opinion. He's a great ball runner of the ball. He's a very versatile player as well. So, they're very lucky, the Cronulla Sharks, and now they've got Sione Katoa back on the wing. It's all working out for him. And when I see these two teams face off, it's like one of the biggest rivalries in my eyes since 2016. So it is going to be a bit of a grudge match in my opinion, but I am weighing heavily on the Cronulla Sharks.
Okay, all right. So you don't think the grudge match is going to make the Raiders rise in? Don't forget where it's getting played.
Yeah, it is in
Canberra.
It is in Canberra. It will be cold. It will be wet. But I'm liking what I'm seeing with the Cronulla Sharks so far, and I feel like Jamal Fogarty is too much of a loss for him.
All right, can't flip you on that one.
No.
No upsets. All right. Thank you so much for joining us again this week, Josh. Unmissable matchups taking place all weekend. If you want to see this match live, head to nrl.com/tickets. If you can't get to the game in the nation's capital, though, you can watch it on Channel 9, Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or KO. Kick-off is at 4:05 p.m.